The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The theatre, darling, the theatre. Welcome to episode 12 of the Story Song Podcast Show. The podcast which traces a tragedy, annotates the arguments, and embalms the emotions to bring you our little podcast. My name's James.
My name's Chris.
Okay, so this is the reason I wanted to do this podcast in the first place. I've been holding it back, this song, because I wanted our audience to be as large as it possibly could be, which is probably, now it's in its teens, I think we're almost there.
Ready for the big shot.
Yes. Okay, it's a real treat. I can tell you that this song was a sizable hit in the UK and Australia in 1978 and 1979. It says here with the morbid country song, which I disagree. It has two names, this song. I'll give you the second name first and then the first name. The second name is called the Telephone Answering Machine Song, otherwise known as Hello, This is Joanie.
Have we not done this?
No.
I thought we would have done this.
Yeah, I thought we'd have done it as well. I checked it out. It was amazing that we haven't. So I have a long history with this song. My dad used to tape Alan,
your mouth.
Alan Fluff Freeman, and his Pick of the Pops, was it? Or do you remember Alan Freeman?
Not really.
He used to choose a year and then play songs from the year.
Right. Oh yeah.
And my dad used to put them on little tapes, and I found this tape and I heard this song, and it was like the most amazing song I'd ever heard in my life.
It is a cracker.
So
I think you could be a high scorer.
I think so. So I think without a hither or ado, we should get going. Alright, so I have a real fascination with telephone songs. I wanted to create an album once of pulling them all together because I think there's another song I know by Barbara Rangel called Operator Long Distance Please, which is brilliant.
Have you heard there's Kevin Wilson did one, Operator 42.
Yes, and that's about taxis, yeah?
No, I'll play it in a bit. But that's a good telephone.
Okay.
If you like your telephone songs, it's quite funny.
And it's Hanging on the Telephone Line.
The Wichita Lineman.
Yes, absolutely. So maybe we should, and now that's what I call telephone songs. Anyway, so brilliant start.
So that's our answering machine message.
Absolutely, I think that's one of the best answering. Well, I mean, nobody does it anymore.
You should copy that and have that as your answering machine.
I think I've done that in the past.
You probably haven't. Yeah, of course you have.
Yeah, but there's a certain level.
Because people go, I was trying to get hold of James and not this woman Jodie. The wrong number. At least they wouldn't leave you a message then.
So this song has followed me from the age of 8 throughout my life. It's been a huge comfort. I performed it at my 40th birthday with 3 backing singers.
Are they going, I'm not home, doing those bits?
Oh, it's great. Anyway, so this was for all our younger listeners, this was pre-mobile phones.
Yeah, well, this is the one with it wasn't a touch keypad either, where you put your finger in and then spun it around.
There was a tiny little tape, wasn't it?
What? You used to put your finger.
Oh, we're talking about the telephone, not the telephone answering machine. Let's not get confused.
So on them, it was the way to ring. But I could never figure out, because 9 was at the end, so that would take longer. Because if you do 999, that would probably take a second longer than 111.
But it might have been harder to work going backwards.
Yeah. Oh, it's probably, just to make sure you meant to ring him rather than by accident.
Good point. Anyway, so.
But yeah, tape players, that was the old answering machine, wasn't it? a little tape, and you would record it.
So we've met our first character, albeit through technology. Her name's Joanie. She's not home.
Not really much to say at the moment, is there?
There's quite a lot to say, Chris. Her name's Joanie. She's sorry she's not home. If you leave a message, she'll get back to you.
Yeah.
And this is
she doesn't say leave a message, she says leave your name and number.
And Chris, I must also point out this is our second telephone answering machine song we've covered so far.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember Austin.
Yeah.
If you call him about the code.
Yeah. That wasn't the one of the blind. No, that was a blind ball player thing.
That was completely different.
What was Austin then?
Austin was about the guy who was always going out and about, like going camping and leave messages on the answer phone saying he was out of the house, which was very irresponsible, really.
Yeah.
And his ex kept ringing up. Yeah.
Anyway,
but glad to know it made an impact. Let's carry on.
Joanie came over to my house last night. I drank a little too much red and we got into a fight. She said I'm leaving and I let her go alone. I felt so damn bad this morning I reached right for the phone and called her right away to beg her to forgive. The phone rang once, the phone rang twice, and then I heard her say, hey.
Okay.
So she went to his house, had too much wine.
I drove home. Irresponsible. Red wine, which I have had, not personally, but I have seen the effects of red wine. Actually, this sounds very sexist, but on a couple of women I know, and they turn quite nasty. And I can understand how drinking a bit of red wine could have got out of hand.
So she gave him a kicking, and he had no way of getting home, so he just drove, attacked with a
hold on a minute.
Head injury.
Joanie came over to my house last night. He was at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why did he drive home?
He
then?
didn't drive home.
She drove home.
She drove home.
So she was drunk on red wine, drove home after being angry with him.
Got into a fight. She said, I'm leaving, and he let her go alone. I think that was a mistake.
Well, yeah, but...
Would you let your girlfriend drive home drunk after an argument?
Well, he shouldn't, but she might have just got her keys and run off. You know, and said, fuck you.
No, she gave him warning. She said, I'm leaving.
Okay.
And I let her go alone.
Well, I don't know. It depends on... I don't know. It depends.
Well, he felt bad about it because he felt so damn bad.
That he's going to ring her up the following day.
Yeah. This has got it all, this song.
Yeah.
This is like the Shakespeare of story songs.
So small. That was the message that I left, and I waited for her call. I waited with a sinking feeling in my heart, not knowing if she'd forgive me was tearing me apart. I couldn't go on this way. I had to call again. The phone rang once, the phone rang twice, and then I heard her say, hey.
So just to clarify, he left her a message saying, I'm sorry, I feel very small. That's it.
Well, he feels bad about what happened the night before.
So it's his fault then, possibly. Probably. It sounds like
He's got to take
well, if he's
responsibility.
apologising, you know, and he's had the chance to sober up and think about it.
And we've all been there. We've had an argument. Calmed down the next day. Rung to apologise. But
Didn't drive home drunk though, did we, Joanie?
Yeah. So he waited. So what was it? So he
left another message. And we're about to hear the second.
Was this
message.
the first? No, this is the first message.
Yeah, no, he's left one, and he's ringing her again now, and then she's just doing the answering.
Let's have a look.
She's probably out with another man.
Hold on a minute. Feeling no so small. Left a message. Waited for a call. Waited with a sinking feeling in his heart, not knowing if she'd forgive me for tearing me
So
apart.
he's ringing her again. So this is he's just.
Oh yeah, because we're about to have the chorus again.
Yeah.
Okay. So this
Your
is
favourite song, yeah?
This is the second time he's calling. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear what she says.
This is Joanie. I'm sorry that I'm not home. But if you leave me your name and number, I promise soon as I get in on phone. baby's called at last. Instead, it was a friend who said that Joanie's car had crashed.
All right, I just want to stop it there.
Oh dear. When she was pissed.
Yeah, so I love that line. My phone rang and my heart sank. That is a brilliant line.
It's lovely. But then it going from singing to sinking when he heard she'd had a crash.
Yeah.
But was it because of the drunk driving?
So he's so happy. My baby's called at last. Instead, it was a friend. He said that Joanie's car had crashed. Bang!
Crash bang.
Crash
bang
bang.
wallop.
But talk about. There's your answer.
Yeah.
Shit. Pissed, rather.
You should have said pissed out of her face. That would have fitted in the lyrics then.
Now, this bit's a little weird. All right, so a couple of things here.
Hold on. I'm intrigued to find out what he says. Nothing. He just rang it. It went to voicemail.
So basically, his friend called and said she's dead.
Well, he said she's had a crash. Did he say she's dead?
Instead, it was a friend who said that Joanie's car had crashed. I mean, we can assume she's dead because what he does is. Look, he said...
What he does is ring her
Hold
again.
on, no, because it makes it very clear. I never should have let her drive home angry from my place. I'll never hold her again and kiss that funny face. Bit rude.
Furry face.
Funny face.
Oh, good.
Okay, so this is where there's a bit of an issue. Okay, so he's just found out
She died.
she's dead.
Yeah.
So, to get comfort, he rings up the
Just to hear her voice. Yeah, but that's quite nice.
And then he says... Now, I'm assuming that after she said her bit, he's there saying, I'm so sorry, Joanie. Now, if
Well,
he's
he's
going to leave
implicating
that, yes, he could be arrested. He could end up in
not really.
that prison with Old Red.
Yeah, well, at least he knows a way out.
99 years.
You're not going to get 99 years for that, didn't me? Isn't it? Well, he wouldn't be. She drove home. It's her decision. They had an argument and she decided to drive pissed.
Yeah, but I don't know if you remember the TV series Columbo, where it always looked innocent, but actually there was quite a few machinations behind them.
Well, yeah, I don't think so. But, it's sad, isn't it?
It is sad. But it is a beautiful song.
It's a lovely song. I don't know if the story's actually all that.
It's a fucking amazing story. What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay.
It's a 3-act story.
So
You've got the premise, they're together, the argument, the guilt, and then the twist.
The love of the love and then the death.
And it ties up the use
told very
of the
well.
answer
Yeah.
machine perfectly.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, yeah. Oh. It's a nice song. I've not heard it for years either. Thank you. I enjoyed that.
Me too. Me too. All right, shall we mark it?
Yeah.
Here we go, and results of it. 8.
Yeah.
I give it 10.
Yeah, that's all right. It's 18. That's
all right. It's
good.
It could have been a 9. Why did you give it an 8?
I thought it was good, but yeah, no. What do you mean? Why do I get 8's good? 80% overall. It's got 90%. 90%'s good.
All right. Well, I think this is more or less perfection when you come to a story.
I think it's a great song. Yeah.
What would you have liked to have had in it?
We never actually heard her voice other than that, did you?
We heard
On the
it
answer
3
machine.
times.
Yeah, but only on the answer machine.
Well, of course.
And then, she drunk drove. I mean, you shouldn't, it's not a good thing.
You can't mark her down for... You can't
Drink
mark
driving?
You can't mark
I'm
the
not marking her
story.
up.
You can't mark the story song down for her drink driving. And remember, it was the 70s.
I think it was still illegal then.
Was it?
I think it was. Maybe not in America, but here it was. And she should have been more responsible.
Well, she learned a lesson, didn't she, I guess?
Well, I suppose you could argue that, yeah. But,
I wonder if he's still got the tape.
Or whether he's rung her and recorded it, because he'd have to go into a house to get the tape out. And then it could be, oh, hold on a minute, what have you been coming around here fiddling? What have you done?
Yeah.
Not that, no, I don't think that would happen, but yeah, I don't know.
Me neither.
Wasn't it, the Mind the Gap on the London Underground?
Yes.
Wasn't that kept at one station because the lady whose husband did it died, and she was sad and requested that he kept it, that it was kept ongoing, and they kept it at one station when they changed the.
Really?
I think so. I'm going to look at that. I'll Google that because I might be talking a load of bollocks, but it's a nice thought, though, isn't it?
That's a lovely thought.
Mind the Gap voice over. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. And this is BBC News, so Mind the Gap tube announcement returns after wife's plea. A 40-year-old Mind the Gap recording, once heard across the tube, is returning to one station so the widow of the actor behind it can hear his voice. Oswald Lawrence's voice was used on the northbound Northern Line, but was phased out until only Embankment used it.
Ah.
I wonder if they've...
I use Embankment quite a bit. Well, I used to.
Mind the Gap.
His message has been heard by millions.
There we go. There we go.
Interesting.
I long for a time where things were tape recorded.
That was a good phrase, wasn't it? It was a good Mind the Gap.
Okay, well, listen, I think that's enough of that. It's your turn next, so let's see what you pull out of the little hat.
Super. Thank you, James. I've enjoyed that.
Yeah, me too. Bye now.
Hello, this is Joanie. I'm sorry that I'm not home. But if you leave me your name and number, I promise soon as I get in I'll phone.
Joanie came over to my house last night. I drank a little too much red and we got into a fight. She said I'm leaving and I let her go alone. I felt so damn bad this morning I reached right for the phone and called her right away to beg her to forgive. The phone rang once, the phone rang twice, and then I heard her say, hey.
Hello, this is Joanie. I'm sorry that I'm not home. But if you leave me your name and number, I promise soon as I get in I'll phone.
Joanie, I'm sorry and I'm feeling oh so small. That was the message that I left and I waited for her call. I waited with a sinking feeling in my heart, not knowing if she'd forgive me was tearing me apart. I couldn't go on this way, I had to call again. The phone rang once, the phone rang twice, and then I heard her say, hey.
Hello, this is Joanie. I'm sorry that I'm not home.
But if you leave me your name and number,
I promise soon as I get in I'll phone.
my phone rang and my heart sang, my baby's called at last. Instead it was a friend who said that Joanie's car had crashed. I never should have let her drive home angry from my place. I'd never hold her again and kiss that funny face. But still there was a way to hear her voice again. The phone rang once, the phone rang twice, then I heard her say,